Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. Back again with another banger for you guys. Are the whites racist in prison? And I'll do my best to answer this question for you guys. So let's break it down, starting with the county jails. In LA County Jail, I was never around enough white people to really know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. I was pretty much solo bolo most of the way. Might have a few solid ones around me from time to time, but not really. In Riverside County, that I did a lot of cell living in Riverside County, and most of my cellies were pretty racist. I ended up with a couple of skinheads, and there was a Wood that was pretty mellow. He's just a regular guy, though. He wasn't really with the politics or anything like that. And then in San Bernardino County, the last time I was through San Bernardino County, they had me in Module 15, and that's one of the softest places I've ever been in my life. And most of these guys weren't about anything. And just because you're about it, let me be clear on this, that doesn't necessarily make you racist. Uh, you know, it's the skinheads tend to have those tendencies of the white supremacy and being the superior race. Most Woods weren't that way, but let's take it to prison, and I'll give you a few examples of what I've seen there and my perception on that. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, smash that like button, drop a comment, and tell me what you think, what your experiences have been, and don't forget to share the video. It helps to grow. We have been growing really well lately, and I thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. So I'm in reception, and there's this guy from Tulare County, a white guy. He's not a skinhead or anything, and he had this tattoo, and he was more than willing to tell me about it. It said it was like a necklace type of tattoo, and it said "Love Thy Race," and he was explaining it to me, and he said, I forget how many letters it was. It was like 11 letters and 3 words, and the significance of that was, and I might be wrong on the number of letters, but the number of letters equated to the letter K. 3 words. So KKK, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm done with you. I don't mess with, I'm not with, I've never been about all that white power stuff, I ran woodpile. I was a certified IE Peckerwood, but yeah, I wasn't about that. Now the way the politics are set up, we can't do deals with the blacks. So you can't buy drugs from them. You can't gamble with them. You can't sit next to them and watch the football game or anything like that. But you could do that with the Bisas and the Southsiders. But I will say this, and everyone is different when they're around their homeboys. Okay, if you are in a 4-man cell in LA County, chances are you are going to act different if none of your homeboys are around. And what I mean by that is you may do some things that would be frowned upon if your homeboys were around, like you may play cards with blacks, you may share a spread with the blacks. And, I'm not saying that that's the wrong thing to do, but that is definitely frowned upon in California prison politics. So, you know, the thing is, when you are in prison or even in the county jail, like you are, a lot of times these places are overcrowded, and you're stressing about things that are going on the streets. Like some guys get so caught up in what their old lady is doing, and I mean, you have to worry about what's going on. You have to have some trust in her. She probably shouldn't be your old lady in the first place, to be honest. But I never had to worry about what my old lady was doing, because my old lady's a real one, and she rode. She was going to ride it with me until the wheels fell off. Luckily, I was able to get my shit together and be the man that she needed. But when you're in those close quarters, everything starts getting on your nerves after a while, and that may breed some racism. Like, man, these blacks keep banging on the bunks and rapping, and some of those guys got flow. You know what I mean? But when especially I would say in the county, when you're fighting your case and you're stressing on that, every little thing gets on your nerves. But that's something that happens. Then violence tends to breed hate in there as well. If it's wartime, it's wartime. Like, it's like, fuck them fools. Like, we're gonna smash them fools if we get a chance. And there's a lot of hatred there. Now, is that racism? I don't know. I don't think so. I've never seen myself as a racist person. If you've seen my other videos, you know how I was raised, and my life could have went a lot of different ways. So that's not really in my nature to be that way. Uh, I don't judge people based on the color of the skin, but rather the content of their character. You know, if you're a jackass, you could be white, you could be Mexican, you could be black, you could be other. You know what I mean? And I'm going to associate or not associate accordingly. Now, like I said, in prison, there's a lot of rules, so you go by the politics, and that's supposed to keep you safe from these big incidents going down. Because the thing is, if I get into it with somebody from another race, we're not going to go to the restroom and have a fist fight. Like, you're going to have 300 guys all trying to kill each other, and that's wild. But that is the politics of California, and that I abided by that while I was incarcerated. So, are the whites racist in prison? Some of them are. All of them definitely aren't. But it's kind of it's a snapshot of society in prison. What's going on. There's racists in society, and they're, believe it or not, they're not all white. There's other races. I've heard other races make comments that definitely sound racist to me. And I've known some people in the past on the streets that don't, blacks that don't like whites, Mexicans that don't like whites, Mexicans that don't like blacks. You know what I mean? Like, it's all over. And a lot of that is bred from the violence of the streets. But, it is what it is. So I hope that answered the question. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, family, fitness, and freedom will keep you from having to deal with these types of situations, and really finding out for yourself if the whites are racist in prison. So let's make good decisions today. Let's have some fun with the family, and let the loved ones know that we love them, because you never know if tomorrow's even going to come. I mean, so let's keep with the good decisions, and let's be the role models that our children need. Don't look at the mountain, just our climate.